The film opens in the desert as Lightning McQueen tests his new tires. Mater arrives to say goodbye, as he has to travel back to his hometown for his sister's wedding. Lightning is surprised to see Mater has relatives, as all his car friends are gathered at the gas station. They all tell Mater that having a family is one of life's best things, but Mater admits his relationship with his sister is strained, making him unenthusiastic about the trip. To cheer Mater up, Lightning offers to travel with him. Mater agrees enthusiastically. Lightning suggests they take his truck, Mac, but Mater refuses, wanting to use his own tires and have adventures on the road. Each of their friends suggests a place Mater should visit along the way, making Lightning realize he's gotten himself into a demanding journey. The next day, their journey begins. Mater warns Lightning of an approaching storm and advises them to stop at a nearby hotel, but Lightning dismisses him since the sky is clear. Later that night, however, it starts to rain. They find a dilapidated and suspicious-looking hotel, but have no choice but to enter. Mater is terrified, but Lightning tries to remain calm about the hotel's creepy appearance. They meet the receptionist and find the rooms equally unsettling. A frightened Mater vows to Lightning that he will stay awake all night, but the roles reverse when night falls. Mater sleeps, and Lightning stays awake, afraid even of a bucket. Lightning hears a voice calling him in the hallway and investigates, finding no one. He discovers some terrifying old photographs, unaware that ghosts have emerged from the images and are following him. Lightning pursues the sound until he finds two ancient cars in a blocked chimney. He is scared by their unnatural movements and tries to turn back and flee. He runs toward the elevator, but when the door opens, a strange fluid spills out, forcing Lightning to run again. He hears loud noises coming from one of the rooms and opens the door. Inside, he finds many ghosts, and one holds him and dances. Lightning manages to escape back to the hallway, only to be chased by a speeding car. Finally, Lightning returns safely to his room and decides to sleep. The moment he closes his eyes, the alarm rings and the sun rises. Mater wakes up Lightning, claiming he slept very well and is ready to leave. Lightning decides not to tell Mater what happened, fearing his friend will think he's crazy, and agrees to leave the strange hotel. He doesn't realize the spirit of the hotel owner was the one chasing him. Days before Mater's sister's wedding, Lightning McQueen and Mater are still on the highway. They find themselves in the desert with no road or other cars ahead. Lightning challenges Mater to a race. Mater readily accepts and speeds off. Suddenly, they hear a strange sound, and a car speeds past them at tremendous speed. Lightning and Mater follow it until they reach a car land speed record center. There, cars remove parts of themselves to achieve maximum speed and break records. The two explore the facility, and Mater spots a workshop and requests modifications. Though the workers don't usually work on tow trucks, they agree to Mater's request, telling him they recently started modifying all types of new cars and trailers. They have an open slot after a car crashed due to too many parts being removed. Lightning tries to advise Mater against getting involved, but Mater insists he's always wanted to be fast and modified, aspiring to be the fastest tow truck in the world. After his modifications, a highly excited Mater races Lightning. He starts his engine and shoots past Lightning, who urges him to slow down. Mater, despite going 270 kilometers per hour, wants to go faster. He keeps speeding up until he reaches 700 kilometers per hour, leaving Lightning behind. Mater continues to accelerate until he successfully breaks the speed record. However, the speed is so extreme that his body begins to dismantle, and his modifications scatter across the desert. As a result, Mater seemingly dies and encounters the demon of speed, who is responsible for transporting the souls of cars to the afterlife. Frightened, Mater tries to return to his body, only to find this is forbidden. Mater tricks the demon of speed by telling him to close his eyes. Mater seizes the opportunity, opens his car door, and returns to his body. This reveals the purpose of the door on these cars. Mater descends gently after flying through the air and uses his hook to brake, emerging unharmed from the incident. They return to the maintenance center, where everyone praises Mater for breaking the speed record. Mater receives several huge offers, but declines them. He and Lightning leave, getting back on the highway. Later, they stop to camp in a forest. Lightning realizes Mater is gone and finds him socializing with new cars. Mater invites these cars to join their camp. The new cars ask Lightning and Mater what they are doing there. Lightning explains they are on a trip and decided to camp for a while. The new cars tell them they are searching for a hidden monster called Bigfoot and ask for their help to hunt it, showing them a high-quality photo of the beast. Lightning dismisses them as crazy and tries to leave, telling them to go hunt alone because he needs to sleep. But a naive Mater reminds Lightning, "You promised me we'd have adventures together," forcing Lightning to join the search for the monster. The pair drives into the forest to search for the monster, but Lightning McQueen falls asleep and wakes up to find himself alone. He searches through the woods and hears the sound of trees cracking. Frightened, Lightning flees as the monster appears and chases him. Distracted by his malfunctioning headlight and running at top speed, Lightning crashes into a tree and loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he finds himself tied up. He struggles violently to free himself, managing only to break one side of the rope. He then sees the creature that captured him, who introduces herself to Lightning as Ivy. She explains that she's not a monster or Bigfoot. She is a retired show truck trying to live peacefully in the woods. Lightning asks Ivy to release him, but she refuses, asking what a peaceful-looking car like him is doing with the group he's traveling with. Lightning explains he hardly knows them and only met them today. At that moment, Mater bursts onto the scene, congratulating Lightning for finding Bigfoot, and tries to capture her himself, but ends up tied up next to Lightning. Mater pleads with Ivy to release him, reiterating that he, too, just met the group of searchers. Seeing Mater's genuine distress, Ivy agrees to free them both, but only if they help her get rid of the search party. They all agree, and Ivy releases them. The trio then devises a plan to scare away the search team. Meanwhile, the search team notices Lightning and Mater have disappeared and assume they've been captured by Bigfoot, making them even more determined to catch the monster. They close in on her location, but a flash of white light appears in the sky, drawing their attention. This is a trap set by Ivy. She captures and holds them. Lightning covers himself with a sheet, pretending to be an alien who has come to Earth to drain their power. Mater is presented as an example of the drained power. Ivy then appears and asks which of them is next, severing a rope near them. Terrified, the search party wastes no time and flees the forest. Lightning tells Ivy she can finally relax and live in peace, and she thanks them for their help. Lightning McQueen and Mater return to the road. After many long days of traveling through the desert, they find a camp and decide to spend the night there. However, they are ambushed by war machines who take them to their gathering place. This group of nomads is trying to control the desert. They are brought before the nomads' leader, who mistakes them for members of the rival tribe. Confused, Lightning and Mater don't understand what they are talking about. One of the nomads takes them to the Fear Zone, a large arena where death matches are held. The contestants in these battles have various external body modifications, and the winners join the war efforts against the enemies. Lightning and Mater are forced into the arena and pitted against each other. They spend the time thinking about how to escape. They notice all the nomads are gone, having left to watch an approaching storm. Lightning and Mater try to use the opportunity to escape, but one of the nomads appears, telling them it's not a storm. The enemies are coming. He places them at the front lines for battle. Lightning asks one of his comrades why they are fighting, and he explains they were once one tribe that split, leading to many battles, though he admits he doesn't know the reason for the fighting anymore. Lightning decides he must intervene. He takes Mater up to a high rock, and before the two tribes can fight, Lightning stops them. He asks them why they are fighting when there are no real problems between them, attempting to persuade them to end the conflict. His speech fails, and the two tribes begin violently smashing into each other. Lightning and Mater flee and return to the highway. They stop at a gas station, where they find the two tribes, who have realized the fighting is pointless, deciding to establish a peace treaty. Lightning McQueen and Mater then set off on their journey again and finally arrive at the location of Mater's sister's wedding. Lightning discovers Mater's family is extremely wealthy, owning a luxurious mansion where the wedding is being held. Lightning goes to the buffet and meets Cruz, a former college classmate. Lightning is happy to see her after so long. Cruz is the groom's cousin. She asks about his adventures, and Lightning is about to tell her about his crazy road trip when they are interrupted because the party is about to begin. Mater's sister, appears. She runs to Mater when she sees him and introduces herself to Lightning McQueen. Mater seems kind and loving toward her brother and thanks him for coming. Moments later, however, her true personality emerges, and she starts insulting Mater and acting superior, claiming she is better than him and provoking him. Mater gets angry, tries to control himself, but can't take it anymore and snaps back at her. They engage in a reverse gear race, and Mater wins. Mater proposes a new best-of-3 challenge, with the winner being the first to get 2 wins. The next challenge is to drift and draw on the grass, but Mater wins again, creating a better picture. Mater gets furious and challenges her repeatedly, losing every time. Lightning tries to convince them to call it a draw, but Mater refuses. Mater continues to call him a failure, and they engage in countless challenges, with Cruz acting as the judge. They enter a staring contest, where the first one to blink loses. Mater loses when an insect flies into his eye. Finally, Mater accepts the loss, and the two reconcile. Mater returns to her wedding, where her groom has been waiting. Because of her delay due to the competition with Mater, the officiant had left. In the end, Cruz marries them. After the wedding, Lightning meets Cruz and tells her all about the adventures they had on the highway. Mater then makes an emotional speech about Lightning McQueen, expressing his love and thanking him for everything they went through together. The bride and groom leave for their honeymoon. Lightning and Mater decide to drive home, taking the same road in anticipation of more adventures.